everyone. My name's Kim. I'm here for Flow a little bit early, and right now talking to myself because I have no idea if anyone's here. So when you join, if you join, just say a quick hi so I know we're ready to go. But I'm going to just talk for a tiny bit until I see anyone pop up. Flow, oh, I think I see Delta. BodyFlow is a Les Mills class. It is traditionally a Tai Chi Pilates and yoga class. Sorry, I just see things popping up and I'm losing my brain. So it is traditionally a Tai Chi Pilates and yoga class. We offer it at the club. This release that they gave us with the royalty-free music and all that good stuff does not have Tai Chi. So it is really strictly a beautiful yoga class. Hi, Velda. And does include 2 Pilates core tracks. So a lot of slow flow, a lot of holding. It's just like a really nice release to just kind of get you relaxed and ready and kind of rejuvenated after this week. Because, you know, every week kind of blends. So it will give you a nice moment to just kind of be before the weekend starts. So while we wait for a couple more, it looks like we have a pretty good number, but a couple things that you might need. If you have like a harder surface that you're practicing on today, I recommend a little tiny towel. You can use that to fold it up and put it by your knees or your hips, any of those like pressure points that hurt that you might find just need a little bit more padding. If you do have a mat, I do recommend it, but if it's not needed, you can always use a beach towel or just practice on carpeted surfaces. Whatever you have. It's truly just what makes it work at this point. But I do recommend having like this in case you do find that there are those pressure points that are sore. So same thing with wrists. We do some like bent wrist exercises, and I know it is a lot on wrists. So you can always come to like a punching hand, come right to those knuckles and use that and keeping the pressure a little bit less off the wrist. Or you can use that rolled up mat to kind of just give you a little bit more support. Another thing, which we typically don't use in flow, is blocks, but it is a really slow flow. It's nice. We get to hold poses. So a block is a really great opportunity too for you. So you can use that to just just hold it, make it feel better for you. So if you don't have a block, a book, a can of like beans, I don't know, something that gives you a little bit more elevation might be a good choice. And then music. Last week, the music was pretty quiet, so we're going to try this week to hopefully I have it closer and I have it louder. So I'm hoping it will work. I'm hoping you'll still be able to hear me. But I'll be across the room, and I actually see I have to adjust the camera just a tiny bit here. Because I'll be a little bit further away, if you find that like the music, you can't hear me, or you'd like it louder, or I'm too quiet, or whatever it is, just kind of flood the comments. Let me know, and I'll try to check in too. It's one of those like you press play and you go, so I will do my best to kind of keep an eye on the camera and come back over if needed. So, all right, so since we're pretty much ready, the last thing is our just virtual, just kind of nod to yourself. We miss you. We cannot wait to practice again together. But because we can't right now, and I can't see you, this is the next best thing, to be able to do it online. But because of that, I'm not able to see you, and I can't adjust you. So I really want you to pay attention to your body. Listen to, you know, if a pose is feeling a little bit uncomfortable, take a different option. Maybe come back off of it a little bit. You know, all of our bodies are responding to the trauma that we're under very differently, and some of us may find that we're much stiffer. I find I'm not sleeping great and I'm a lot more stiff. So because of that, some of the poses that I knew traditionally I could do great, I can't really do as well right now, and that's okay. So I want you to pay attention to your body, what you need, what feels good, what doesn't feel good, and don't push it, okay? You don't need to go into a beautiful weekend not being able to move. So listen to your body. All right, when you're ready, we actually get to start in child's pose. So come to your mats. I'm hoping I can actually get my music to turn on. That'll be fun. Sing to you the entire class. All right, so this is around the volume. Too quiet? Can you hear it okay? Can anybody give me like a, yeah, sounds good? If not, I can always move it a little closer too. And maybe I'll just do that now for a moment. This might drown me out though. I'm getting thumbs up, so hopefully that means music's good. All right, so we're gonna count it as yes. If you do find as class goes on, you'd like it to be louder, you'd like a little bit more, just give me that heads up, please. Thank you, Ashley. Hi. All right, so let's start again. If you're already in child's pose, stay there a bit louder. Okay, perfect. Let me come up a tiny bit more. All right, let's hope 76 is the lucky number. So come to child's pose on your mat, please. And hopefully you can see me okay. Knees nice and wide and the chest resting towards the floor. And bring the arms long out in front. Now take your forehead, pressing it towards the mat, and just release the third eye into the mat. Softening through the back. And just connecting with the breath, slowing it down. Now taking the back arm, threading it underneath the front, finding that twist here through the back shoulder. Resting the side of the face to the mat. Continuing those big breaths. Switching sides, front arm will thread through the back. And the opposite cheek to the mat. As you breathe, think about it like an umbrella, breathing through the front, the sides, and the back of the body. Big ocean-like breaths as they come and go, finding more softening. Taking both hands out front, we'll bring ourselves up to that table position, hands right below the shoulders, knees under the hips. Now press through the hands, round through the back, finding a cat pose. Spine arches. Now come back to table. Front arm, back leg will reach long. Hands come back down again, pressing, rounding through the spine. Pulling the belly button in. Now other hand and leg reach away. Staying square through the chest. One more on each side, rounding through the spine with a big breath in. Exhaling, stretching, reaching. Beautiful job. Last one here. And press away. Hands come down, tucking the toes. We'll press up to a down dog. Take some time, walk the dog, taking one heel up and then the other. Pressing long through the hamstrings. As you walk the dog, waking up the length of the spine, the legs. Seeing if you can breathe in through the spine to release a little bit more tension. Now try this. Take both knees, bend them, and bring the chest back. Just closing and laying on the hamstrings, the thighs here. Now stretch the hamstrings nice and long. And feel the shoulders as they just tuck down through the back. Slowly take the feet as you walk in towards a forward fold. Holding here, softening through the neck. Maybe clasping at the elbows or letting the hands just drag towards the floor. Wagging back and forth, softening, just releasing the weight of the neck. When you're ready, pressing evenly between the feet, start to roll up one vertebrae at a time. Reaching the arms overhead and that baby back bend. Bringing belly to spine, arms come wide. I want you to dive towards the floor. Taking hands to shins, press up, finding a nice big flat back extension. Good, and then let go, coming down towards the mat. Front leg will find a big lunge back. I'm going to move my mat back just a tiny bit. Good, other leg meets in that down dog. Now we'll float forward, finding your way towards a plank. Start low, come to the knees, and lower down towards the floor. Good, now raise just the head, neck, and shoulders with the baby back bend here. And then press back all the way towards down dog. Front leg will find its big lunge forward, knee over the ankle, and we step together. Good. Now press through the feet, roll to stand, reaching all the way to the sky. Come right back down. Hands press to the shins, finding that flat back, that space. Now let it go. Good. This time back leg finds its nice big lunge back. Knee stays over the ankle. Now press, raise up. Good. Floating forward, finding our way to our plank. A nice flow here. Knees or toes lower down. Find that pause and flip the dog. Opening up. Good. Now press back, finding your down dog. Tailbone to sky. Back leg comes forward. Good. So we're working our way back to the front. Pull forward. And press. Grow tall. Bracing that belly. Dive down. Good. Now press. Finding our breath. Exhaling. Letting go. Big breath. Front leg will find its way back. Exhaling. Tail to sky. Good. Now float. Inhale. Let that exhale lower you down. Good. With a big breath, scoop through. Rolling the shoulders down the back. Good. Now exhale, press. Front leg, reaching forward. Hips stay nice and square. Now exhale back to start. You got it. So we'll keep with that flow, continuing to reach, pressing through the legs. Now dive. Find that space. Press even harder to the shins. Pull the shoulder blades away. Now let it go. Keep that length. This time, back leg finds its way. Perfect. Now square up the hips all the way up. Float forward. Slowing it down. See if you can drag. Now find that pause and then press. Good. So turning it on and off. Now press back. Back leg, big lunge. You've got it. Step together. 2 more rounds. Roll to stand. Pressing through the 4 corners. Dive down. Now find that space through the breath. Good. Letting it go. Front leg. When you step, find that hang time. Then touch down. Even further than before. Now back leg. So to do that, bring that knee in close, floating it towards the ribs. Good, now lower down. Hold on to your pause and flip through. Perfect. Now press back. All right, here comes that knee in. Now tuck it in real tight, pause. Perfect. Step together. Last one, come up. Right back down. Press through those shins. Good, exhale, let it go. Back leg, find the hang time, reach. Now all the way, square the hips. We'll float forward. Good, lower down. Press through. Square up those hips. Ready for that back leg? Stepping forward. Perfect. Now front leg steps in, and instead of coming straight to that forward fold, we'll flip over and come to that intense chair pose. I'm going to step back so you can see me a bit here. So sitting down, tuck the tailbone and fire the legs into each other. So square on like this. Now the arms will reach up, and I want you to pull the shoulder blades down the back here. Try to shift the weight back onto the heels and take the arms, open them up a bit more into wonderful pose. So it's coming more to like a wide U. Letting the shoulders fall down the back even more. Find the breath. Taking the front leg, stepping back to a warrior 1. The front knee, or your back knee, will come right over the ankle. Hips square to that side wall, and the arms float to the sky. Now soften into the leg, finding a nice big bend. Finding big breaths here. Turning to me, squaring the hips. Knee stays right over the ankle. Hips begin to square off. The shoulders drop down as arms reach long. Now this is our standing strength, so we want to continue to challenge ourselves through each breath. Stay here or lift off the heel, continuing to press the knee away. We're going to reach to the front, extending, finding that sun warrior. The top arm circles to the back of the room. The entire spine C-shapes and the ribcage connects. Good, stay here. One more pose, leg comes long. Shift the hips towards the back of the room. Arms come long as we reach to the front, finding triangle pose. So we're finding that tip through the waist. The chest continues to rotate open, and the arms just reach down where they land. Now check in with that side body. I don't want you here. I want you to flatten out. So really bracing the side, pull that side belly in. Now stay here, or option to add in that bind, that wrap if you'd like. Continuing to roll that shoulder blade back even more. This is a great time to grab a block if you need to. Focus on the breath. Good, switching sides. So starting in that intense pose, I'm going to come a little side on so you can see me. Tucking into the knees, that tailbone, brace the belly. Now the arms start right away coming into that wide, wonderful pose. Taking the front leg, stepping it back, finding that warrior one. Continuing to square the hips to the front. So pulling that back leg all the way up. The arms reach, and then let everything just settle in. Find that softness that's hiding there. All right, turning to square to me, sitting into that front knee. Now see how much further you can go this time. Maybe it's just finding a little bit more length through the leg and the back. Or maybe it is taking that heel up and continuing to fall into the pose a little bit more. Find that big sun warrior, so continue to reach. Roll through the spine before you extend. Now try to just let that back hand just kind of fall. So it's not holding you up, it's like a training wheel just there to support you. Good, last pose. Legs come long, pressing towards the front of the room, extending and reaching. Now remember to grow that spine long, so really pulling that hip in, rowing sideways. Continuing to find those big umbrella breaths, wrapping around the entire spine. If you feel confident, let that top arm float through, but continue to roll the shoulder back. Feeling the obliques, let them turn on, holding you up. Last pose, coming to that wide squat, knees tracking right over the toes. Just try to settle in, so tucking that tailbone, bracing the belly nice and tall here. Now the arms will float to the sky and let the shoulders fall down the back. Slowing down that breath with each exhale. See if you can settle in a little bit more. Waking up through the hips just a bit more. Option to challenge yourself and lift off the heels. Staying here. Nice job. Coming out of that, we are coming to our balance. If you do have a squishier surface, just be mindful of where you land today. Starting with the feet stacked under the hips, hands will clasp, pressing to the sky, and lift off the heels. Hands will come down through heart center, starting in tree pose, bringing the left foot to the ankle, below or above the knee. Now continue to square the hips, pulling the knee to the back of the room. Let the hands come to heart center. Roll the shoulder blades back. pulling the belly in tight, and see if you can grow taller through the spine. Staying here, option to add a little bit more. Reaching behind the knee, extending the foot, or even reaching for a toe. Hold here. A big, beautiful tree. Good, touching down, back to the beginning. Lifting off the heels, the hands press to the sky. Good, hands come down again. Right foot this time to tree. Remember your options, avoiding that knee area. Now as you land, continue to press evenly between the foot and the leg and the foot. Now try to turn on the back body, pressing the hands together, really waking up the shoulders, finding a little bit more width. Now the choice is always to stay here or extend, growing through the tree if you'd like, behind the knee, to the foot, or even the toe. Slowing down the breath, bringing the focus back in. Now instead of touching this foot down, see if you can take the hand around the inner side of the heel here. We're going to take our hand on the foot and come to dancers. Left hand reaches to the sky, the right foot presses to the right hand as we tip forward. Good, finding that softening, stopping where you need, or squaring up the shoulders and the hips and coming a little bit more parallel to the floor. Good, switching sides. Other foot lifts off, finding the inner sole of the foot. Hand reaches the sky. Knees come together before you start to let go and press away. Finding that softening, that settling in. It's okay if you fall. It's all about getting back up though. Good, letting go of both feet back to the beginning, reaching to the sky. Nice job. Coming down to our mat for our hips. We're coming to a swan pose to start. Now, if you know swan is too much on your hips, I want you to stay in this 90-90 pose and just focus on squaring the hips towards the mat. If not, come on forward. Now, I want you to walk the knee away, so you're coming off the knee, giving yourself space here to square the hips, and just let go as you rest the chest towards the floor. Good. I'm going to peek and just make sure there's no comments on volume. Stay here. Looks good so far. So as you're settling in, take the hands, reach them towards the back of the room if you'd like. Adding in a little bit of a C crunch here, an extension through the front of the body. Stay here, or option to come up a little higher, finding that mermaid pose. Bringing in the quad stretch, or lifting off, connecting through the hands and settling into the hips some more. Wherever you land, find that softening through the body. Good, switching sides, taking that knee, turning it around, and stopping at 90-90, or coming all the way back. Now take the knee, walking it away again to avoid the kneecap, squaring the hips, and bring the chest down. Find that slow and steady breath. Choice to stay here or let the arms reach towards the back of the room again. Pressing the front hip down so you can find even more opening and softness. Option to bring in that quad stretch if you'd like, kicking that foot up and reaching, pulling in. Another choice is to come all the way to mermaid, latching the foot in the elbow and reaching around. Wherever you land, find that softness with each breath. Settle in a little bit more. Good, catching that right leg as it comes around, planting it to the front in that crisscross applesauce, or coming all the way up and finding that modified half lotus. Now flex the foot to protect the knee, rounding down. I want you to just reach forward, finding a nice long spine. Continue to press the hips down and roll the shoulder blades down the back. Now we're coming to a PNF stretch. So the back, the forearms of the hands will reach onto the thighs. I want you to brace the belly and pull the knees up to the hands and the arms press down to the legs. Good, now stop here. Give yourself just a moment to breathe. We're gonna again, brace the belly, reach, press in, hold here. One more time, let go of that stretch. We'll press together. Good, find that softening. Taking both hands beside, we'll take the left arm, reaching it towards the sky. Now C-shape the spine, coming as far over as works for you. Let the top arm continue to roll back and continue to press through both hips. Find that slow and steady breath here. If this is too much on the neck, bring the gaze towards the floor. Circling the hands, coming to that star pose, soles of the feet together, knees nice and wide. Dip the chest closer towards the feet, slowing down the breath. This time, taking the left leg and bringing it to the front or the top for that modified half lotus. Now again, flex the feet, round the knees, and just start to reach forward, growing through the spine. Press through the hands, see if you can lengthen out, but continue to brace the belly to load the bum so it comes down closer towards the floor. Good, stay here. So PNF time, hands come down. We'll brace the belly, press in. Good. Now let go. So we're supposed to find that work, that hardening and softening. So again, now press, brace, pressing into the hands, the arms press down. Good. Now find that softness again. So hopefully you're turning on the hips, the thighs, the belly here. Now one more, press, hold. Good, softening up. Find that breath, let it all go. Arm stretch. Right arm this time will reach up. Now as you continue to reach, use the hand that's on the floor to press the hips down and roll the top shoulder back. Keep breathing and softening here. One more time, back to that star pose, feet together, just soften in. Awesome. Coming to our backs, I'm going to move my mat up just a tiny bit so you can see me a tiny bit better. I want you to roll into your backs, come into that reverse tabletop position. So the knees stop right over the hips here, soles of the feet, the feet and knees are together. Fingers to temples. We'll cross curl to the front and back. So you roll off the shoulder and think about reaching the shoulder right to the knee. Knee stops right over that hip. The belly's braced and the lower back pressing down. Now check in with the spine. I want a little tuck to the chin, like you're holding onto an egg or maybe a lemon here. Continuing to grow long through the spine, pressing that back down. We're going to extend the legs and come a little quicker. Always stay with the bent knees, or maybe a little slower pace if that's what works for you today. Last 2 and 1. Knees wide, toes together as we pulse. Now extend for 4, slowly reaching. Good again. 4, 3, 2, 1, and extend. So this is our Pilates track. We're turning on the heat and trying to rip through those layers of strength that we have holding on. So not just the outside superficial layer of abs that everyone is trying to strive for. We're coming into different layers to get even stronger from the inside out. So find that slow burn, continuing to press, reach away. If it's too much here, I want you to find a bent knee and toe tap. If not, a little bit more. We'll come in for 2 and extend. Taking the pace a little bit faster. Building even more heat. Pay attention to that lower back. How's that spine doing? Stay with this. Reach and extend. Good. Stay with this crunch. We are getting through so many layers of strength here. Coming to a rest, come back to that cross crawl. Slowing down the breath. Focusing on the tuck of the chin. Just releasing through the neck. Stay here. Or option to change and to jet up. Bringing toes to the sky. Fingers to the sky or temples. We'll crunch with that reversed curl. Legs tipping closer to the sky as you come up and down. If this doesn't quite work, take the hands towards the toes. See if that drives the chest up a little closer to the sky. With each crunch, really tuck that belly. See if you can grow taller. Long length from the heels all the way through the bum. 3 more. 2. Last 1. Back to that cross crawl with the bent or long legs faster. Good. Keep pressing that lower back down. Stay with that crunch and reach. You've got it. One more time for the toe taps. Good, now extend. As we get more tired, pay attention to the body. Perhaps, for you, it's keeping that neck down, or maybe it's coming back with just that little tap through the toes. Wherever you land today, find the reason that brought you to class today, and keep saying that to yourself. Is it bringing you a little bit more peace as you head into the weekend? Maybe it's just a little bit more softness or strength. Maybe it's telling coronavirus that it can kick itself through the wall and use your legs to kick it further away. Whatever you need to get through this next couple minutes, use it. Take it with you. You ready? Quicker. 1, 2, and extend. Come back. 1, 2. Now press. Show your body who is boss. You are in control of your strength right now. Stay with that fight. Come up and press. My abs are burning. I hope yours are too. We are in this together. We may not be in the same room, but we are fighting together right now. So stay with what you need. Stay here. Almost to the end. We have 2 more. You ready? Last one. Oh man. Take the knees in, squeeze them, and then rock yourself over to a down dog. This is it for the really tough stuff, and we'll slow it down again. So coming to that down dog, press evenly between the hands and the feet, finding a nice long spine. We're gonna focus on our back body just a little bit more here. Slow down the breath. Taking the chest, dipping back for 2 in a little runner's lunge squat. Now press forward, finding that Good, push-up position. Come back and shift forward. Good, squeeze the bum as you circle through, finding that plank. Turning on the belly as you drop in. Option to stay here, add a little more. As we come forward, one foot will lift off, finding a three-legged plank. Touch down, now switch. Back leg lifts off, squeeze the belly tight to hold yourself up. Good, come back. Stay here. One more like this if you'd like. Wherever you are, or add in a push-up. Front leg comes out, push down, back up. You can always come to the knee if you need. It's what works for you today. Press down. Last one. 2 little pumps. Shift forward, press. Good, knees come down. Roll yourself down to your belly. Take the front arm and back arm to the front. Now front arm will reach around, finding that front ankle. Flex the foot, knees together. Now I want you to inhale, exhale as you squeeze through, lifting the knee off the mat, which in turn will lift the chest, coming into that modified half bow. Letting go of the knee, bringing the chest down towards the floor. The palms will come right underneath the shoulders. Press through, feel the opening through the back. Stay here or extend the arms long in front. Legs stay grounded, squeezing into each other. Bring the arms back, holding up high, or touch down here for support. Continuing to press the legs into the mat. Reach long. Now come back, squeeze through the shoulders. Feel them drop down into the pockets of those jeans. Good, now extend, reach. Find the belly button, see if you can lift it off the mat. Now squeeze back. Good, take the bum, squeeze it tighter. Find the legs, extend. Slow that breath down, squeeze, reach. Almost there. Take the hands in front, let go. Front arm stays nice and long. Back arm reaches for the back ankle. Again, flex the foot. Press through, lifting off the knee, finding that stretch to the back. Continuing to pull the knees together. One more really big breath. Find that softening. Touch down. Take a minute if you need it. If not, find that stretch. Press through the palms. Starting to turn on the back body, squeezing the bum. Finding the legs, growing that tail, squeeze it together. Gentle tuck for the tailbone. Turning it on. When you're ready, extend and reach the arms away. Good, now squeeze the shoulders down the back. Elbows staying close towards the body. Stay here, or if you need to, take the hands, let them touch down like those training wheels. Continue to squeeze the bum. Pull them in, down or up, wherever you need today. Good, now extend, reach. We are almost to the end of the really, really tough stuff, so stay here. Pull back, squeeze. Big, strong breaths here. Now extend, reach long. Keep squeezing the legs together, the bum, lift higher. Find that belly button, see if you can lift off the chest even higher. Now extend. Good, one more, squeeze it in tight. Hands come down, come back to that down dog. Pressing evenly between the hands and the feet. How are you going to end your practice today? Is it staying here? Or are you adding in that pulse? Lifting the leg, maybe even adding in that push-up. Take one more wherever you are. Find that pulse. Come forward. Good, touch the knees down. Nice and wide, untuck the toes. Everyone find your way to child's pose. Soften through the spine. Just let everything go. Begin to slow down the breath. stay here for just a bit longer. When you feel ready, shift yourself forward, taking the front knee out into a runner's lunge here. We're going to keep the back knee down to start though. Toes will peek towards the front of the room, and we're going to use that to let the knee just fall out to the side. Back hand plants down right under the shoulder, and we'll take the arm and wrap it around the hip here. Now use it to kind of lift the hip up, kind of giving that back body some, just like a little bit of guidance of where we should engage and keep things working. Find that softness. Stay here or tuck the toe and extend the leg nice and long. Hand can stay here to guide that hip up high or can reach to the sky. Now try this. Pull the belly in tight and see if you can rotate the chest towards the sky, arm reaching to the back of the room. Good. We'll switch sides. So take the front knee in. Back will walk its way out. Knee right over the ankle. Now take the toes, peek them to the back of the room. Let the knee fall out. And then start to just rotate around. Again, take the hip, lift it up, turn on the obliques. Remind the belly, the body, where it's working here. Choice to stay here or lift off, tucking the toe, extending tall. Hand can stay or reach to the sky. If you'd like, pull the belly in tight and rotate the chest even closer to the sky, reaching for the front of the room. Taking the hands down, we'll press ourselves back to a down dog. Back hand will thread through, finding its way to the front ankle. Finding that three-legged dog twist. Nice long spine here. Switching sides. Front hand reaching for the back ankle. Continuing to press the heels closer to the mat. Good. Coming down to a seated position. Legs nice and long in front of you. Softening through. Now take the front leg, crossing it over the knee towards the back of the room. I want you to hug into the knee. If you are pregnant, I want you to twist the other direction though, please. Making sure to avoid big twists and giving the belly some space. Now when you land, think about pulling that tailbone in so the lower back will avoid that rounding. So it's rounded, I want you to pull it in tight so it's nice and long here. Stacking the spine. Take that front leg if you'd like. You can always curl it in. Maybe that feels a little bit more steady for your body today. You can always bring the elbow in a little closer if you'd like, adding a little bit more twist through the spine. With each inhale, pull the belly button in and see if there's more rotation. One more twist today. Reaching for the ankle. Extend the leg nice and long. Can have a bend in it if it needs, but pull it to the back of the room. Front arm can reach long as well. Keep pulling the belly button in and bracing the spine so it stays nice and long. Good, switching sides. Taking the front leg nice and long this time. The back foot will cross right over that knee area. Again, if you're pregnant, please avoid twisting to the leg. If not, give that leg a nice big hug. Use the arm to help you stack. So, we come here so often. I want you to focus on the spine, pulling it in, stacking the spine, zipping it totally up the midline, rolling the shoulders back. Remember, always have the choice to pull the knee in if that helps you grow taller. But please focus on the hips, that they ground down. As you've grown more comfortable, maybe the elbow would like to twist. Always the option if you need it to bring in that leg. We're going to stay here for just a tiny bit longer, flexing through the foot, reaching the hand away. Unwrapping yourself, bringing both legs nice and long in front of you. Perhaps moving the meaty part of the bum out of the way if you need to. Finding nice long hamstrings here. Take a big breath in as you stack the spine, and then just start to walk your chest over the legs. Finding the rounding, the release through the spine when it feels right to you. And just letting the head fall. With each breath, start to just release into the pose a bit more. As we begin to prepare for our final relaxation today, feel free to close the eyes, bringing that breath a little bit more noisy, and focus on the release, the letting go through each out-breath. Finding just a bit more softness through the spine, through the hamstrings and hips. When you feel ready, taking that front leg, bringing the sole of the foot to the thigh, and continuing to lay down onto the length of the long leg. Switching legs when you feel ready, stretching the front leg nice and long, back foot into the thigh as you roll down. Bringing both legs nice and long, or perhaps holding onto the back of the legs as you roll yourself down to the mat. Now I want you to take the feet to the sky, flexing the feet, reaching for the outsides of the soles of the feet. Elbows to the inside of the knees as you pull the heels down towards the body. Finding that happy baby pose. Focus on keeping the spine nice and long here and gently untucking the tailbone. Seeing if you can find even more length and connection between the entire back. Now give the chin a slight tuck and continue to grow long. Now does your happy baby stay still today? Or perhaps maybe it rocks back and forth. Staying here as long as you'd like, or if there's another pose that you need today, please feel free to go there. Remember, it's your practice. I'm just here to guide you. When you feel ready, start to find your way to a comfortable position on your mat. Maybe it's laying nice and long, with legs long and arms long next to the body. You might find it's more comfortable and less on the lower back if you bring a bend to the knees, letting the knees reach to the sky. Perhaps, if you're pregnant or if it feels better to you, that side lying position is right. Or you always have the option to come to a seated position. Find what feels comfortable to you today. Bringing a little bit of softness to the body. Now, as you land and you find that comfortable position, just try to bring some closure to the eyes, or even bring the gaze low. Focus on where you can find a little bit more softening, a little bit more gentleness. Focus on each in-breath and each out-breath, and just releasing and letting go. Letting go of anything that you've been holding on to that doesn't serve you right now in this moment. Finding a little bit more softness through the body. Let's start together on the top of the head. Seeing if you can release through the eyebrows, unfurrowing the brows, and bringing a little softness to the jaw. Now finding length through the spine. Gently tuck the chin and let that travel down through the entire length of the body. Finding a widening through the shoulders, through the rib cage and the hips. As you release into the mat a little bit more, gently untuck the tailbone and let the legs land as they wish. Finding the length from the hip to the knee and the knee to the ankle. With each breath, see if you can find that more softening, a little bit more peace that's still just kind of hanging on. Now hold on to that peace and take a really big breath in. Pausing when the breath reaches the top. And then find a really big exhale out. Just letting it all go. When you're ready again, take another really big breath in, riding that ocean-like wave as it comes and goes. Feeling that moment of pause, that peace. And then let go of anything that's not serving you right now. When you're ready, take one more really, really big breath in. Holding in that moment of stillness, that softness. And slowly let go. Staying with this quiet, peaceful breath, the gentle softness. I like to end my classes with a final thought. And I want to continue that just because we are still together. But in the nature of, I don't want to pull you out of your meditation before you're ready, I'll leave the talking to a minimum and just slowly turn off the recording. So stay in this pose, stay with your breath as long as you need today. And today's quote is focused on forward. We're in this unknown world right now, and I know there's a lot of uncertainty and that feeling of just what's next. So I want you to focus on just the next step. So right now, you only need to focus on one little step. You don't need to conquer the entire mountain right now. You don't need to have everything figured out. And the only possible way to climb a mountain is by climbing it one step at a time. So don't think about the peak. Don't worry about what's to come. Instead, I want you to focus on that one little step that's in front of you. Focus on what's for dinner. Focus on what's next in the day. Focus on the beautiful weather that's soon to come and how you can get out to enjoy it. The rest, the mountain, the peak, it will come when it's time. But for now, I want you to focus on just that one little step. I want to thank you all for joining me today.